Alright, that 11 minutes was too long. I didn't want it to risk not uploading. So let's do some shaping with a basal grinding. So I'm going to do some scrunching. Dulling. Our base is thin enough. This kind of thickening doesn't matter, just keeping it strong. Some margin grinding. Boy, what a nasty little guy. So, just shaped it a little bit. It's balanced. It's not too thin, but it's straight. And this is an example of a type of napping that you can do with very little money. You can get flakes and small material and hopefully do traditional napping that's more practical with a small punch. And you really could use the pressure flaker, pull the punch and use that as a pressure flaker. You know, I could just pull this out and finish my edges with this. So you can find a shed deer antler or buy one on eBay or pick one up from somebody or find one in an antique mall and find some hammerstones. The sandstone is gritty and grabby, so there's all kinds of hammerstone videos that you can watch on YouTube done by different people that I suggest for turning edges and catching the overstrike on those Ross balls, to use something that's a little grabby in conjunction with maybe something a little larger so you can get some elbow grease in and have some more mass to take off thick areas. And you can make hunting points or pendants or whatever you want. You know, this looks, I mean, it's just, yeah, but gives you an idea. So people have been asking about beginning flint napping. I know that a lot of the work that I do is kind of fast, and when you pressure flake, if you're working on the leather that I have, is really, I take it for granted. If I got a new stiff piece of leather and I had this there and I'm crushing down, you really need to try to get up on the edge if you're just going to work with your hand, and it takes quite a bit of strength to use, but just spend time. You know, you don't have to push the flakes that far if you've got your thinning that you can do with the punch, and you don't have to work with a slotted pad and an antler issue stick and worry about bending and expending a lot of energy on this stuff. If you know, there's ways to continue working with the punch too if you're older or don't have a lot of hand strength, to where you can, you know, cut out a lot of this. And then you can spend, you know, if you get a nice narrow piece of bone, and you can spend more time doing some notching and spend some time doing some nice edge work, you can make some really wonderful points with the traditional tools that you know, just takes time. I can spend an hour and a half sometimes working on a nice haze point or nice scalorn, and you know, using the right antler and the right soft leather, and you know, working the hand like this and trying to just do some really nice work. So, but you can also make, this is a video to show how you can make a really quick, you know, arrow point or dart point that you can use. And I would think that with some regular practice, you know, most people with some amount of dedication can make points like this in a few months, I would think. So if you want to use traditional tools, don't give up. If you are working with a lot of copper pressure flakers and punches, the tendency is to way over braid everything. So then people get in those habits where they do that, and then they get out their tools and they're losing energy, or they're polishing their edges by striking again and again and not getting releases, and then having inconsistent results. So just, I don't want to say that you can't switch back and forth, but my experience is the guys that suffer through the initial learning curve of using the traditional tools, it's so much easier, because it's just, you're working off of finer edges and you're having to be more tidy about everything that you do. But it's worth it once you get past that initial learning curve. So anyway, that's that. Hope you could see and learn something from that.